MMA Takes Podcast with your host, Brian Petrie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, shit. What's up? What's up with the what's up? Listen, low technical difficulties. I like to be on time. I'm 4 minutes late. I'm devastated. I had a new system set up. There's the strap daddy, Christian himself.
I want that goddamn strap.
We want that motherfucking strap. All right. So I'm a little unprepared because I had this whole other system set up. Well, welcome to the show. We got picks. We got winners. We got Timbo sites on the bottom of the screen. We got Christian Costello up top, a.k.a. the Italian Stallion, a.k.a. the Champ, a.k.a. Michael Chiesa. We're ready to roll, baby. We're ready to roll. Christian, how you feeling about this card? You don't have any hot takes, you said.
Yeah, I love the card. I can't wait to watch it. But I'm like, when I'm breaking it down, I'm like, I don't know if I have a whole lot to say. Maybe it's because I picked a lot of chalk, but
I feel like you're throwing us off with your whole like I picked a lot of chalk. I read through you, Christian. You're trying to throw me off my game. Okay, you're gonna come out. You're gonna pick all dogs. You're gonna pick fucking that Italian ogre looking son of a bitch, Marvin Vittori, and you're gonna hurt my heart. Okay, I'm on to you, Timbo. This guy, before you got on, Christian, all he was talking about, he want that strap. He needs that strap. He had it for 10 years, it seemed like. Hasn't won in a little bit. Need to get it back.
Christian came in like fucking Kamaru Usman. I was Tyron Woodley for the longest time.
This dude comes out of fucking nowhere and goes, oh, yeah, I'm going to start winning every goddamn week now. That's Christian himself. Well, boys, we got a fucking fantastic card. 14 fights right now. The press conference was bananas. Marvin Vittori is literally Sloth from the Goonies. Him and Israel went at it. Nate Diaz said 2 words, got the biggest pops of the whole thing. They're like, Nate, are you ready for this fight? And what have you done differently for this training camp? And he picked up the mic. He's smoking weed on stage, by the way. Offered it to Moreno's like, I'm good. Well, again, he picks up the mic after the guy asked him this big, lengthy question and was like, yeah, everything went good. And everyone's like, It's like, what is happening? What is happening in this world? But I'm excited. A lot of good fights. Some of these beginning fights that we got on the bottom of the card that we'll go through first aren't the greatest. But I like the card from top to bottom. First fight of the night, Carlos Felipe, minus 182 favorite. He is fighting Jake Collier, who's a plus 142. Champ, Christian, I'll let you go first, brother. We got heavyweights. You are known to have a system, I would say, betting heavyweights. How do you read this fight, brother?
So you're like, some of the early fights. I actually really like this. I think because I just look through the eyes of a bettor, not an MMA fan. Like, I love it's my favorite sport. I mean, Broncos shout out.
What a shirt.
That's a dope shirt, man. That's cool. Even the only team in the NFL that should be allowed to wear orange is the Bengals, but I digress. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know who got it first, but
I think we were first, but
I'll give you best helmets in the game. How about that?
Yeah, the helmets are. If they went white and black when they wear their all whites, we can go down this road. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, so this fight I actually don't hate. This dates back to before I was ever on the podcast. It's really when I just became like a massive fan, and Jake Collier wore the T-shirt to the weigh-ins. You know, like Hammer Aspinall, I was like, this dude's sharp because I hammered it, and it paid off, quickly.
Easiest bet of a lifetime.
But I knew Jake Collier. I didn't know this was the same Jake Collier, but I just became a massive Aspinall fan and started following Collier because of it. And I thought he looked like hyper athletic against Volante his last time out. Moves amazing in that body. He still moves like the 185 Collier. So I'm a believer. His last time out, I bet him won. The line was like almost identical. Carlos Boy Felipe. And I love, you got boy in your nickname. I love it. But
again, there's only one your boy, and he's fighting later.
Yep. This is just boy, not your boy.
This is just boy.
None of our boy. But look, Felipe is got in the UFC all decisions. It's like all knockouts going in, all decisions coming in. Like, I meant to have my this fraud alert right here. Like, Collier is athletic. He's going to take him down. Like, you already know my system. It's like, you give me low-level heavyweights, I'll take the dog. But I honestly think Collier is not that bad. And I think Felipe is an absolute fraud. That's my take. I do have it by decision, though.
By decision. Timbo, what do you like on the big boys?
I'll tell you what I like here. I need to look up what Jake Collier looks like right now. So that's going to ultimately decide if I'm going to bet him or not.
He looks the same, brother. I saw him.
I meant to say if he has a shirt at the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Well, he looked better in his last fight because he started at what, a middleweight? He was a middleweight. Or a welterweight?
No, I don't know if he ever made welterweight. He
was middleweight
and then tried 205 and then fought Volante, who is not a heavyweight. He was a 205er, fat Volante. That's who was last time out. That's who he won. He was moving well. And listen, he's athletic for how fat he is, for sure. Aspinall's just a savage. Aspinall's just a savage. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy.
Shit.
He just looks so depressed when he's fat. He's just like, listen, props for him to show up because he's going to get hammered for that, right? He was at 185 ripped, and now he's a fat dude, and he's like, fuck it. I got to make money. They're going to stay shit, but I got to make money.
263, 265 pounders, and one of them gets fat shamed and the other doesn't. I don't get it. But
all right. Well, the other one we haven't ever seen skinny. That's the thing. I say that to guys at work when they, I was like, I've been big my whole life. You have just gotten fat. You don't know what it's like to be fat. You don't know how to handle the weight. I do. Timbo, what's your read here, bud? Who you betting? Who you taking?
Collier's the dog, right?
Yes, sir. Plus 142.
It's I mean, you look at Felipe, man. I mean, I don't think, and with regardless of how fat either of them are, I don't think cardio is going to be that big of an issue here between either of them. But yeah, I think Collier has definitely the more upside of the two, and him being the dog for sure. I got to get them points. So I got to tail Christian on that one. I'll take Collier.
So here's my dilemma. Okay, I had Collier written down. I don't like that we're all on Collier. I'm jumping ship. I'm going Felipe. My basis on the pick was, I think this is going to be Felipe. I hate him, right? He talks a lot of shit. He doesn't back it up. It's like he's fucking Sergey Spivak was his debut. He thought he won, which he clearly lost. Barely beat Tafa with the skin of his teeth. Beat Jorgen Castro, who stinks. He's really beaten nobody. I mean, the Spivak fight was pretty good. Collier, listen, you beat John Vellante, man. You beat John Vellante. The guy was eating a cannoli in his fucking corner between rounds. I can't buy that win, even though I was going to pick Collier based on the fact that I hate Felipe. But I'm dancing with the devil here. I'm going opposite you guys because that's what I do. I do like the underdog money on Collier, though. So if you're betting this, I know we play a little game here. We're doing the pick'ems. So I'm going opposite. I'm going Felipe. I'm going the chalk. But I do like Collier as an underdog bet. Like Christian has a system, a heavyweight system, and I advise everyone that's listening to listen to the man because it hasn't failed yet. I mean, it hasn't failed. Next up, Fairseem, minus 144 versus Luigi. Christian, go ahead and take this name since you're Italian, bud. How do you say that, Luigi?
I'm not Italian, actually.
Whoa,
0% Italian. Venemete. I'm 0% Italian.
What is Costello?
Irish. It used to have an E.
Really?
Yeah,
because Chiesa's Italian, and you look exactly like him. And Costello seems like a character from The Sopranos.
My entire family thinks they're from South Philly. They're like, hey, yo, gabagool, garagin, hey, give me a cannoli, yeah.
I love it. But you're not. That blew my mind. You're not Italian.
0%.
Because my last name, the guy who created the Peachtree, right? Peachtree is what I tell people to pronounce.
Shout out to Lock of the Night.
Shout out MMA Lock of the Night because that's way cooler. My dad's nickname. My dad used to tell people that was his name because we used to get Petri a lot, which was bad, and then I've had Pet Rai, which is even worse.
Oh wow!
So dad's nickname in high school was Peaches or Peachy or some shit like that. But everyone says I'm French because of the guy that created the beakers or the Petri dish. He's a French scientist. I ran into a guy at the courthouse delivering, and he goes, "Oh, I have the same last name as you. That's weird." I was like, "Oh, is it spelled the same?" He goes, "Yeah." You know we're German, right? And I go, "Okay." And then I did some DNA test, not spitting. This is way before 23andMe, and it says most Petries with my spelling come from Scotland. So who the fuck knows? I'm a mutt. I'm all over the place. Fairseem versus Luigi Venemete. I'm going to keep this sweet.
Venemete.
I'm going to keep this sweet, short and sweet. This fight stinks. Fairseem lost to Dom Madgen's debut. He's a kickboxer. He looks pretty good. Barely squeaked out a decision over Damien Malarkey, which he just wrestled the whole time. Or, excuse me, he was defending wrestling the whole time. I thought he actually lost that fight. Luigi Venemete had a nice, I'm trying to say his name super fast so no one knows I'm messing it up. Had a really nice career outside the UFC. He's 1-1. Listen, when you get knocked out by Dos Santos Alesky, that's not the worst thing in the world. I think this kid's going to rebound here. Fairseem is a good striker, long, lengthy kickboxer. That's what he's want to do, but he's super one-dimensional. I hate that he's a favorite here. I'm going underdog. I'm going Luigi. Let's go. Hopefully Mario's in his corner. That's a bad Super Mario Brothers joke. Timbo, who do you like?
What's the odds on this?
So we got Fairseem, the Frenchman, minus 144, in Luigi, the Italian, or excuse me, Brazilian is his flag, plus 114.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, your boy ZM, he's only got that loss to Don Madge in like his last 7 fights, and Don Madge is
Friend
your
of the
boy.
show. Yep.
Donnie Madge,
Friend of
baby.
the show.
Hasn't fought in like 6 years. Needs you to get it back in there, Donnie. Needs you to get back in there, bud.
But our boy Luigi here, I mean, when he gets it done, he gets it done.
Yeah.
He gets it done.
He's a killer in there. He's a little slop tardy, but he's good. He can be good.
You took Luigi, you took Zam.
Yeah, I took Luigi, man. Because I'm Italian. Christian's on. My last name ends in a vowel. I could be Italian.
Yeah, huh. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know much about both, but
what does your gut say? What does your fucking gut? What does your dick say? What is your dick telling you to do?
He just told me to be a dog.
Be a dog. Let's go. Luigi it is. Christian, even though I thought you were fucking Italian, you're not. You blew my mind.
I mean, I grew up eating, trust me, grew up eating cannolis and this. And my family.
You're taking your brother Luigi here?
Absolutely. These are 2 young studs. Yeah. I got venturing to buy the sub. I mean, actually, these lines are crazy. It's like I look at lines first before picks, but it's going to be a long night for you East Coast boys. Apologies to anybody from the East Coast because you are not getting to bed any time early on this card. Almost everything.
If it's pay-per-view, I'm prepared to stay up till like 1. I mean, the minute it ends, I'm fucking out like a light, but I'm ready for it, babe. There's fights on tonight. There's fights on right now. Clarissa Shields is fighting.
Oh yeah, Clarissa Shields is fighting.
Yeah, I'm going to try to catch that after this week. I'll make it quick. Benjamini. Hey, and I know we play the game, but I don't play the game. I legit just pick I don't strategize the game because I send you my picks.
And this is a guy with 12 pounds of gold. You know what I mean? And he doesn't play the game. I love it. You don't play the game, you win the game. That's like with chicks. You don't try with chicks, you're gonna get them. You know what I mean? That's how it is. You try too hard, you're Mr. Nice Guy. Fuck you. I want the other guy. All right, here we go. We got Steven Peterson minus 122 versus Chase Hooper minus 104. This is a pick 'em or risk 'em, boys. Pick 'em or risk 'em. We also have a new one, which we'll get to. Well, I guess I'll say it now because we don't know. So Timbo wants to get a little action. I was going to get a sound bite for it. I didn't have enough time. I was a little too lazy for setting up the other program that didn't fucking work. Anyway, so we're going to have, you want to bet, right? So if we're opposite, I can challenge one of you guys to bet $20 on a fight that we're opposite. You don't have to accept. You can accept. It's going to be a personal side bet for us. Timbo wants to mix it up a little bit, right? If you want that to have implications in the game, we can do that, or if it can just be separate. But say, for example, we go up and Christian's on Darren Stewart, I'm on Eric Anders. I go, okay, I want to bet. Let's do 20. And that could be the one to bet fight for me and Christian, vice versa for you. You can call anybody out if you're obviously on opposite sides. Make it a little interesting, $20. I don't think I'm gonna ever have to send anybody Venmo. Christian, that guy just
somehow have the strap, but I've never got. You guys don't know my Venmo address.
So this is a pick'em fight. I know it's not a super dead even pick'em, but they're both in the minus. Steven Peterson versus Chase Hooper. Steven Peterson minus 122, Chase Hooper minus 104. I'll lead the dance here. Again, trying to keep it short because we're going to go probably long on the back end. Steven Peterson, I think, is just the better striker, but Chase Hooper, for some reason, this inversion somehow gets people on the ground and submits him. He did his last time. He's getting his fucking head kicked in, and he neo-barred the guy. Steven Peterson is not an intelligent fighter. He does have probably one of the best spinning back fist knockouts in the UFC. However, he does have good striking. He knows what he's getting. Like, I'd never understand when a guy is training for someone like Chase Hooper, who's a specialist. Don't fucking get on the ground with this kid. He can't take you down. His wrestling's dog shit. His striking's coming away, but he's basically a punching bag in there. Why do you continue to go to ground with this kid when he's dangerous? For that reason alone, I'm good to go Steven Peterson. I always fade Chase Hooper. I don't know if I dislike the guy. I don't know if if I'm like fucking like alpha and I don't like nerds. I don't know, but I like Peterson in this fight. It just jumps out at me that Peterson's going to catch him. Chase is proven to be pretty tough. He's going everywhere to fight or train. He's with Askren. He's bouncing around, but I'm going to go Steven Peterson here. Champ, what do you like, bud?
Look, I don't know if Dana White just hates heavily tattooed men and he puts up this scrawny little 14-year looking boy.
Dana does hate
these
tattoos.
gangsters.
That's a fact.
Well, yeah, so he's just trying to put him out to pasture one by one. But Peterson's never been submitted, and he's submitted 8 dudes. I mean, I know that, there's levels, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, he's already knocked out Martin Bravo. All I've seen from Chase Hooper is he's survived death. And the only way he survives is via submission. And against a guy that's never been submitted and at even or close to even money, give it to me. That's Peterson.
There you go.
All day, baby.
Timbo.
Nothing to say here. On to the next.
Oh, what's that? Peterson?
The dork is getting buried.
It's so funny that we don't like this kid.
I don't mind him. I like him.
My problem is after you want to fight, he like was trying to be like endearing because like dorks are cool now, and he starts talking about like the M&M thing.
Oh yeah, that was
like,
that
bro.
was
Like that was so forced. Like shut the fuck up. Like idiot. All right, Matt Frivola, the steamroller.
Hey, the steamroller. Give me a Stromboli. Hey, lady, give me a Stromboli.
See, he's Italian. I fucking knew it. Minus 270 versus Terence Mckinney, taking a fight on like 4 or 5 days notice. Just won in the LFA last Friday. Plus 200. Christian, how do you see this fight here? Terence McKinney, young, nice little strapping kid, finishes, has never been to a decision, if I don't believe, either gets finished or he finishes. Frivola, this guy seems like everybody falls out of his fights. Solid dude, decent grappler. How do you cap this fight? A lot of people, just saying, a lot of people like the dog. They think he's a young, good kid. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the LFA is my favorite regional promotion. It's like the one, like, I don't like Bellator. I don't watch it. Like the PFL, it's just like because there's hype around Clarissa Shields. I've never seen Clarissa Shields. I'd have to Google her to know what she looks like. But
likewise, beast boxer. She's so good.
Well, boxing stinks. But yeah, I mean, he's LFA, like amazing striking. Dude has like his last couple of finishes are like first minute of first round or like first 10 seconds. Like, I probably saw him, but like when I'm watching the LFA, I'm hammered. And like, just if a book is taking action, just
sitting there,
just watching the walk-ins. Yeah. So yeah. My wife tells me sometimes, she's like, yeah, we saw them. I'm like, oh, we did. But yeah, I'm always a grappler. Like, I mean, the steamroller for Bola, like, you can't really look at too much stats when they're not in UFC, but yeah, just see him taking him down. I do see a finish early, ground and pound, one of those nasty, just elbows from top, like, wrapping him up. But yeah, I mean, this is a fun fight to bet. I mean, you could do it any which way. Yep. Yeah. So I love it. I got Frivola, but I actually really am looking forward to this one.
It's a good fight. Good scrap.
Yep.
It was a good replacement for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Timbo Slicey, who do you like?
What's the line on it? My bad. I don't have it.
You're good. Frivola's a good favorite, minus 270, and McKinney is a plus 200, 2-1 on your money, bub. That sounds like a Timbo shot. 2-1?
It does, man. And this dude McKinney can, I mean, like you just said, LFA champ.
Yeah. Just won it.
Wins it decisively.
Yeah.
All 3 round was his last 3 coming round 1. He's got a 3
early
in
round 1 too. He's good. Like give
me the points, baby.
Give me the points. I like that pick. Here's my dilemma. I'm too big of a chicken shit to do it, right? I think McKinney, He got a shot in the Contender Series. He got knocked out by Sean Woodson, who we just saw fight. Sean Woodson's a good guy.
It's my
good
twin.
fighter, good striker. Yeah, Timbo's twin. The problem is McKinney got fed a little too early. He's very hyped up. Everyone loves this kid. Then he got fed to the contenders a little early. Then he lost to another guy who's in the UFC, Derek Minor. Now he's starting to get his groove back a little bit. He's won 3 in a row. The guy's a finisher. He doesn't go to the third round. I think he's been around third round once. I want to take McKinney. I do. And I advise you that if you are opposite of me, to put your nuts on the table like Timbo and take McKinney. I'm going to go for Vola. I love this fight not to go the distance. I think the books like it too. I like for Vola to either get a submission, get some kind of TKO like Christian said, or if you're on the McKinney side, I think McKinney can finish as well. Favola has been clipped. He has been put down. He has been knocked out before. Anything's possible. McKinney comes out hot. He's a young kid. People like him. I love this fight. It was a good replacement fight. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I'm on Favola. Hey, Timbo.
What's up?
Nah, never mind. Next fight, Pani Kazad, -210 versus Alexis Davis, +160. This fight kind of stinks. I'm gonna go Pani Kazad real fast. Get it out of the way. Just kind of fucking get out of the way. Okay, go ahead, boys.
Who's the favorite?
Pani Kazad is a -210.
Give it to me.
All right, Timbo.
Yeah, I actually like Pani Kazad. I'll be quick about it. Like her growth reminds me of like what Mackenzie Dern's been doing. She's like a fight behind. So I actually think she's going to be really good. Alexis Davis, incredible record, fought everybody. But yeah, this is being put out to pasture. That's it. Next one.
Next one's a fucking banger. Hakeem Dawodu versus Movsar Evelev, the Russian. This dude, I don't think he's lost a round. I mean, he's a fucking stud. He can strike. He can grapple. He's your typical fucking Russian kid. And Hakeem Dawodu, Canadians hope, man. This kid is the next thing in Canada. They're really grasping on. Gavin Tucker just knocked out. They need Dawodu. Dawodu's a +196 underdog. Pretty good underdog here. And Movsar Evelev is a -260. Timbo, you like the Russian cat? You like the Canadian dude? What do you got here?
I like the black Canadian, man.
Woo, Timbo.
You gotta give it to him. He's long. He's got submissions. He's in his prime. 29 years old.
How long is he?
He's got a 72-inch reach, so he's not as long as I thought he was. To be honest,
I think Christian was talking about how long his wiener was.
Long
dick.
That's an 8-incher.
Did I see? I sent you guys as boys of Izzy. Just flexing on everyone. Like, come on, dude. You know what you're fun. It's like Connor. Connor sends like, he'll be like, oh, just got done working out and he's in underwear. It's like, dude,
against Floyd when he was in his box.
Yeah, and he got like a boner against Floyd's fucking dick half hard. It's like, dude, come on, man. I mean, if you're piping, okay, show it a little bit. But Izzy was flexing on that one. He knew, hey, look at my new Venom kit. No, bro, we're looking at that fucking flop cock you got there, dude. And he's cutting weight. I heard guys when they cut weight, their dick shrinks too. So that's like a cut. That's a fucking shrink dick for Izzy.
Also, by the way, wait a sec.
Yeah.
Oh man, our guy's undefeated.
Who's that?
Evelev.
Yeah. I don't think he's lost a round. He was supposed to fight Nate Landwehr. Nate the Train. They both were in the same organization over in Russia.
They were the featherweight and bantamweight champs.
Yeah, they
were
right? They were going to do the. They were going to do that. They were going to fight each other. Evelev was going to come up. Never happened. Now he's in UFC. A little undersized 145, people think, but solid dude. But you're taking Hakeem Dawodu, super athletic, guy has good striking, has good cardio. Just needs to put it together, man. Undefeated, or excuse me, not undefeated. He lost his debut against Danny Henry by guillotine choke. He just got caught. But you're taking the dog here. That's 2 dogs, 2-1.
Actually, I apologize. I'm going to go back.
No.
Actually, you know what? Actually, no. I'm gonna keep it. Actually,
okay.
My man, I've got so much respect for fucking Kyle Bochniak.
Yeah,
and my man Hakeem beat him.
Yeah,
I feel good about it. And he beat this Russian guy Tukagov. And granted, it was a split decision, but you beat a Russian, man. You got points in my book, and also
especially in today's world. I mean, every fucking Russian now, it's like the big knock on them was like, oh, they don't have cardio, right? Because they just wrestle. No, they all got fucking cardio now, right?
Yeah.
And Khabib was he doesn't really have a chin, dude. You rewatch that Justin Gaethje fight. Justin Gaethje cracked that dude with a left hook and a right hand harder than he's ever hit anybody, and Khabib walked through it. So these fucking Russians are a problem. Christian, who do you like, bud? Do you like the Canadian? Do you like the Canadian? You like the Russian there, dude?
Man, betting a Canadian against a Russian, that's Russian roulette.
Tim's putting his nuts on the table right now. Tim's putting his nuts out right now, bub. He wants this strap season.
I actually think this one's like not easy to break down, but Dawodu's not going to put him in. Like, he's gotten stuck deep in guillotines and like very deep. Grundy caught him, and then somebody else caught him. Grundy. Yeah. And he was deep. He's got this giraffe neck though. And like, I don't know if it's because he is a little undersized for 145, but he's comfortable there and gets out. But when I see an undefeated Russian, I'm betting them until they lose. Like, I lost so much money betting Gaethje. I mean, we went to school together, so I'm partial, but I am betting undefeated Russians until they lose, and I'm Evlov here all day. Decision.
This fight was so hard for me to break down because I think Dawodu's really good. He's super athletic. He has good striking. He just, on fight night, he just doesn't put it together, right? He's tentative. Like, he needs to let it go. He has the power. He has great cardio. His takedown offense has proven to be pretty good. If he does get taken down, he gets back up, but he just doesn't really click on fight night. And I don't know if it's a mental thing. I don't know if it's like, well, you know what it is. His last fight out, I remember in the third round, he's screaming at his opponent. They're slanging and banging. That was the first time he's ever like looked really comfortable. Evlov has looked comfortable in there. That's just a stone cold killer Russian. I mean, when you eat cold soup in the middle of a fucking Russian winter, like, you just nothing phases you. This was actually a lot harder than I thought because Evlov, whatever, Musarov didn't look great against Nick Lentz. I think he won the fight, and Nick Lentz is a tough challenger for anybody with that grappling style, but it wasn't the best performance of him. And Dawodu knows what he's going to do. He knows he's very confident. He's already calling his next shot. He knows that he needs to stop the takedown. He's a better striker, even though Evlov is a good striker. It's actually really hard, but I'm going to go chalk. I'm going to go chalk because I got no balls. I'm going to go chalk. I'm going to go Evlov. Again, like Christian said, you can't. Tim's shaking his head at me, man. But listen, I don't know. I'm going to go. My confidence isn't really high for this fight, if I'm being honest with you. I'm going to enjoy it. I think I'm going to lay off it. I'm definitely going to enjoy it because it's going to be a fucking scrap.
Yeah, one of these guys is a future star, if not both.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Dawodu, I mean, they both had the same amount of fights. They're going in there, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be. I wonder if Evlov came to the States. I don't know if he came to the States or not. All right, next up, Lauren Murphy plus 118 versus JoJo Calderwood. Basically, winner gets the title shot. You know, JoJo was supposed to get one, then she got submitted by Damien Maya, Jennifer Maya. Then Maya got the shot. Listen, they're just trying to feed someone to Valentina at this point. I'll lead because you guys know who I'm picking. I texted you guys out a couple days ago. Lauren Murphy is a plus 106. I almost drove the Indian. I got it. I think Lauren Murphy is too big, too strong for Joanne. Joanne's biggest weakness is her takedown offense and getting up off her back. She does have some good submissions off her back. She likes to play that game, but it's not going to work against Lauren Murphy. Lauren Murphy's shoulders are bigger than mine. I mean, she's big for 125. She's been through a lot. Her striking's coming along. It's not great, but she's just so physical in there. And I think it's going to be a problem for Joanne Calderwood. So I am going to go Lauren Murphy plus 118. I love this bet. It's not my best, but I just want to hear it. It's the best. Love it. I got it. Look at the Christian's fucking dying. What's he coughing on? This guy takes major hits over here.
I don't know. I just got I'm back to good.
Fucking cicada in your throat, bro.
Little tickle.
So I'm going Lauren Murphy. Timbo. Who do you like here? I hate picking against Joanne because she's got like the sweetest voice in the world. But Timbo, who do you got?
Oh man, you sold me on this one. I'm with Lauren Murphy for sure.
There he is.
You texted us that like 3 weeks ago.
And it's funny because I listened to we're doing this late, so I actually listened to a lot of podcasts, and I feel like I'm seeing this wrong. But I'm like, because other people I respect are picking against me, but I'm like, no, I'm right on this one. You know what I mean? Like, there's no second guessing it. Lauren Murphy is going to go to decision. Joanne's great on the feet, but it's just not going to matter. Joanne's going to fucking get taken down, and Lauren's just going to beefy girl her out there. Christian, you going Oppo here, bud?
No. When you texted me, that actually kind of got me interested in that fight early because I like Lauren Murphy. I think she's fun to watch fight.
Yeah,
she she finishes. I heard this on a different podcast, but looked into it, and there's plenty plus 2,600 via sub, and it's like, give me that. It's like to catch any sort of neck. Calder would quit against Maya, like straight quit, and like I can't remember who she fought. I've gotten every Calder would fight wrong ever. Like I've never gotten one right, and I'm on Murphy here, and it's I'm due.
So we're all Murphy. I love that. Lauren Murphy has had a crazy story. The big knock on her, she hasn't really fought the competition, right? She had a couple ugly losses coming out. Excuse me. She was on the Ultimate Fighter. She lost to the future champion. She came back, lost to Shajara Eubanks. Never been finished. But then the Andrew Lee fight, everyone keeps bringing up as a split decision. It was close. Andrew Lee's a solid prospect. Roxanne Monifari is Joanne Calderwood's training partner, and she beasted Monifari, and then she beat bowl cut, haircut, whatever that Galilia.
Shakarova. Rob Schneider.
Yeah, Rob Schneider. She choked her out. She actually finished her. But I think Lauren Murphy's just getting better. Her story is crazy, what she's been through. Like she was drinking, drugging, pilling, all that stuff. Probably, I'm not gonna say it, but she's lived a life, and I think she's ready and she's prime. And I love Joanne. Joanne's a sweetheart. My buddy Chris Curtis trains with her, says she's like the coolest person in the world. But, I'm playing numbers here, babe. We ain't here for friends. All right, next up, Eric.
She's up, too. She's over plus 120 now.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I
saw like plus 123.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I got these lines right before we got on FanDuel this time instead of DraftKings. She's at plus 118, so she's already moving up. A lot of people love Joanne. Joanne's just marketable. She's sweet. She's cute. She's exciting. But, it is what it is. All right, Eric, your boy, Anders, minus 158 versus Darren Stewart, plus 124. Timbo, I'm going to let you lead because this is a fight that you think has happened like 10 times. They did just fight, and it got ended with an illegal strike. Aaron Deers kneed him in the head, and Darren Stewart wanted to continue, but the refs wouldn't let him. It wasn't one of those Alan Patrick, like, oh, I'm getting my ass kicked, let me out of here. Darren Stewart wanted to fucking fight, and the ref actually stopped it. So this is a rematch of sorts. They rebooked it. Your boy looked good. Eric Anders looked good in that. And he was piecing up Darren Stewart, dropped him. So who you like? You like your boy? You like Darren? You like the dentist?
What's the line here?
Minus 158. So Eric Anders is a little he's priced right. Minus 158 versus plus 124 for Darren Stewart.
Yeah, goddamn, dude. These dudes are like the same fucking person. Like they are like
but they're not. It's like Tom Breeze and Sean Strickland to me.
Yeah.
Like I can't. One's like really good. One's not.
Before the gatekeeper.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Tim, are you colorblind?
No, they're not the same.
I know.
Like they're always like they're like it's middleweight, right?
They're fighting at 205, which I don't know why.
What?
Or like
205. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's what Tapology says.
It's true. It's in my notes. It's part of my.
I know Eric Anders has jumped up before, and maybe this fight came together last minute. Darren Stewart's not. I mean, he's a good size middleweight, but he's not a 205. He's muscled up. Again, Anders has popped up and back. I like him at 85. Not sure why this is at 205. Besides the fact that maybe it came together last minute.
God, I don't know if that really changes anything, but I was rocking with your boy anyway. I think the tail of the tape in the first round says that he clearly had the upper hand. And I just think he's slightly better in kind of all aspects. He's a great wrestler. Roll Tide. He's obviously, a very athletic young man. And give me your boy. Give me my boy.
Your boy, Christian, who you like, bud? You going to dentist here?
I am. I picked him last time. It's like, fool me once, shame on you. And he got his ass like ever since Anders went to Fight Ready. Well, I guess it's one fight. That he was a completely different. Like whatever they did to him, it was like, whoa. But I always look at like the line, like, the lines have completely flipped. And I'm like, did he catch him early and like stumble him? And it's like, all right, if they flipped, like I was impressed. Like I can't believe I really am only picking Stewart because of the lack of dogs I have on the card.
Okay.
I'm not going to have
the first fight was at 185, right? Not to cut you off.
Yeah, it was. And I think it favors Anders too. It's just like I don't know. There's so many unknowns. It's like, wait, why is this a 205? Like, Anders is training down south. Like they haven't had COVID restrictions in forever. They're in lockdown in England. It's like, this is all like this. But it's
a setup.
Yeah. If Vegas originally thought that, I'm like, I'm broke.
What changed? Yeah, I'm with you. That's a good It's good strategy.
I'm like, it's to align the flip and like, yeah, it's like it, big boys, they can catch each other. So yeah, I'm just.
Hey, Christian.
Yes, sir.
Want to bet?
I love it.
You want to put some up, man? $20.
I know.
I got your boy.
Trust me, I already know. There's more coming. This one.
Are you rejecting my one bet?
Oh,
you
I have to.
No?
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
No? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. There you go. Want to bet? I'm gonna mark it down here. 20.
Your boy's a gambler. Yeah,
I'm taking your boy, obviously, Eric Anders. He looked really good. The first fight, again, it could have been like he caught him. It could have been several situations and stuff like that. But I do think he just looked sharp and not sure why it's at 205. That's a really good question, but I don't think it's going to affect too much besides maybe, the fact that they're relatively the same size. It's not like one's going to have the advantage over the other, but yeah, I'm going to take your boy, Eric Anders. Let's move on to the next fight. Probably I'm looking forward to the most besides like the three main ones. Drew Dober, minus 152 versus Brad Riddell, plus 120. I'll start because I'm excited. I'm keyed up. I have won so much money on Brad Riddell. He's been an underdog a lot of times. Even when he was a slight favorite, I won money on him. He is a solid prospect out of City Kickboxing. He has a ton of kickboxing experience. He has Muay Thai fights. His wrestling defense is good. Not the greatest, but it's good. His cardio has proven to be pretty well, considering he's a pretty big guy. Enter Drew Dober, who is another Muay Thai guy. Had a Muay Thai career before MMA, primarily a stand-up. This line is a little lower than it should be. Drew Dober should be much more of a favorite because Drew Dober got finished and got beat so bad by Islam, but that's a completely different fight. No one wants to fight Islam. Drew Dober took it, got submitted. Oh, well, we move on. Both very similar styles. Here's the difference in when I look in an MMA fighter and striking. Brad Riddell does everything perfect. Everything's up. Everything's perfect. Everything's 1-2, straight punches, kick, moves. Everything's good. And that's fine. That's great for kickboxing, for Muay Thai. But MMA, Drew Dober's a little funky. He's got a style. He's a tricky southpaw. He's got a great left hand. He moves a little different, right? Drew Dober can dictate where this fight goes. If he wants to mix it up and take the wrestling down, he can do that. If not, albeit, I'll stand up and fight you. I'm all over Drew Dober here. I love this line at minus 152. I hope it stays under 200. I don't think anybody's going to steam it that high to get to 200, but I'm all over Drew Dober. Brad Riddell, I love you, babe. You made me some money. You're 3-0 in the UFC, but I'm turning my back on you. I'm going Drew Dober, that fucking square jaw, beautiful bastard. Timbo, Christian? Go ahead, Christian. You look like you had something to say, champ. What do you got?
Oh, man, I was going to say I love this fight. My mom loves this fight. My wife loves this fight. And Drew Dober is a big part of why.
Is your wife like Drew Dober? She got eyes for him?
I think
he's not attractive. He's not an attractive man.
You say that. You said he looks like, I think he's a handsome fucking guy, man. Hang on. You know what, Timbo? We got to screen share this, bud. I'm going to pull up Drew Dober, not naked.
Who did I say the person at the last fight was a creation of Drew Dober and somebody else? Might have been Marvin Vettori.
Yes, I think one of you guys the last time we were on said that Drew Dober looks like Marvin Vettori, and I remember.
Must have been Tim. Yeah, Tim also thinks that Marvin Vettori looks like Sloth from the Goonies, whereas my wife would leave me for Drew Dober. So yeah,
look at this fucking guy, dude. Look at this guy. This guy's fucking handsome.
This is how we do it.
This guy's he's a model, bro. Look at that.
He's got a great body, no doubt, but like his jaw is just like, bro.
Look at this guy, dude. The fucking chin, good looking dude.
Why is your jaw that large? My God, he could fit fucking a coconut in his mouth.
Yeah. He can take fucking shots.
That doesn't change the fact that I'm 100% taking Drew Dober as well.
You're taking Drew Dober. Got
yeah, absolutely. Down. Absolutely. He's different.
Christian?
Yeah, I love this fight. Absolute banger. I like both these fighters a lot. The one thing about Riddell, it's like he's like Felipe earlier. This is a dude that's in the UFC and has a bunch of knockouts and 0 in the UFC. Decision. Drew Dober, round 1 knockout. Book it.
Yeah. And Riddell's last time out. Last time out, he got shaky. He got hit. He got shaky a little bit. He is a well-built guy for 155. I think you got to question his power a little bit The only fight where he looked completely dominant on the feet was Jamie Malarkey. And Jamie Malarkey's got a good chin. He knocked Jamie Malarkey around, but again, you got to question that because, I mean, you put Jamie Malarkey, and you can't do MMA math, but you put Jamie Malarkey in there with Drew Dober. Drew Dober sends him out in a body bag round 1, right? What
happens when you put him in there with Common Worthy?
Common Worthy? Who put who? Drew Dober in there?
Drew Dober?
No, what happens when you put Common Worthy and Jamie Malarkey in the cage?
Well, Jamie Malarkey knocks out Common Worthy because Common Worthy has no fucking chin. That guy's been knocked out like 10 times. You're flexing because you picked it right. Okay, I missed that one. Sorry. I don't remember all your picks. But I love this fight. I do. This is a prelim fight going into the pay-per-view. I think they stacked this right. If anyone's on the fence to buy this and they watch this fight, they're like, "Well, fuck, I gotta go. I gotta buy this." All right.
By the way, not to cut you off, it was Drew Dober, Jimmy Crute, Marvin Vettori.
Dude, Marvin Vettori's so ugly though. Dude.
He is, but Jimmy Crute and Drew Dober
him and
are one
Izzy
of the same.
at the press conference. Izzy was making fun of it. People were doing hey, you guys. Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Were they really?
And
well, Izzy started, he posted that.
Yeah, right. Izzy was calling for him to do it more, and then they were yelling at each other, and then Izzy was making fun of his face. And Marvin Vettori's like, "Oh, you had a titty last time. No one said that. What, do you have a clit on your head next time because all the steroids or testosterone or whatever the fuck you're taking?" They were screaming at each other, dude. They do not like each other. They do not like each other.
Did we ever get a formal explanation?
We got Malls 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1 in there. That's fucked up. I don't know what's fucked up, Malls, but I agree with you. That's fucked up. What'd you say again? Did you guys see Izzy's latest picks? We have not. Please.
Pecs or picks?
Pecs, he's got a little bit of a titty again.
Yeah, we never got a formal explanation from that. I don't feel like.
What, the titty? He said he got it checked on, but that was about it. No one else. Because apparently Marvin failed a test, and Izzy brought that up.
Oh, really?
And then, Molly's saying something about picks. Might as well check it out here.
Yeah, we got it. For all the listeners, we got it.
Yeah,
we got to get to the bottom.
Got it.
I always type, this sort of deep analysis.
I always type Izzy in it. Is she talking about? Oh, she's talking about the dick.
Oh, the dick. Oh,
yeah. Hey, Moz,
one of the first things we brought up.
Yeah, we've seen it, Moz. I've talked about it several times a day with several different people who don't know who Izzy Adesanya is. I bring it up.
They know what his dick looks like, though, for sure.
Yeah, that thing is, again, good for him. Good for him. Good for him. He's hurting people. He's definitely hurting people, but good for him. All right, next up, main card. And this fight's got a little heat on it, boys. Did you see the little interaction these boys had? Paul Craig.
I had HVAC issues, so I did not get to watch that. But
they had
tell us about it.
They had a little so the hotel check-in. They had a little altercation. Jamal Hill went up. So apparently, a lot of Paul Craig's. You can't say Craig, you say Craig. A lot of his fans are calling Jamal Hill some very unfortunate racist terms, names, horrible like shit. Paul Craig hasn't said it, but his fans are, which Jamal Hill went up to Paul Craig and was like, it started kind of friendly. And then Paul Craig told Jamal Hill his breath stank. And then Jamal Hill's like, I'm not the one, dude. Like, they got into it. It's fucking intense. The Bear Jew plus 235, big underdog. Jamal Hill minus 330. Wide lines, wide lines. I don't know how I feel about the lines if I'm being completely honest with you. Jamal Hill's only 8-0. But we're going to go with Timbo. Timbo, who do you like in this fight, bub? Detroit, Michigan's own or Bill Creed?
Give me the Bear Jew, man.
Wow.
I got a lot of dogs going tonight, but that's too big of a dog for me, man. I get it that Jamal Hill is he's 8-0, but what's his competition's been not that steep, if we're being honest. And Paul Craig, Paul Craig has fought the best of the best. He hasn't weathered very well against majority of those. You're beating a 39, 38-year-old Shogun, but he's still very talented. I mean, and
it's so crazy.
What is he, a plus 300?
Plus 235.
Yeah,
so that's hefty. Christian, buddy, you're a dog guy. You're a dog the bounty hunter.
Yeah, the bigger the weight class, the more I like him too.
What are we going here? You got a couple 205ers going. Paul Craig gets his ass kicked every second of every fight and then pulls out a submission. What do you got here, bud?
Well, he did knock out Daquan Townsend.
Yeah. Hey. Daquan Townsend also got busted for having every drug in his system.
Yeah.
So maybe he got knocked out by a few of those fucking Quaaludes he got his hands on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then everybody else.
Let me ask you a question. How come they just stopped making Quaaludes? They like can't people make them? You know,
I never heard of them prior to Wolf of Wall Street.
Right. Like I heard of them because my dad was, my dad.
You want to know the actual answer?
Yeah, tell me why they stopped making them.
They replaced them with benzodiazepines because they were less addictive and like less psychoactive.
So you would think some like smart, because like they asked Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, just like in an interview last year, they're like, he's sober now. Apparently, they're like, hey, if we had Quaaludes right here, would you take them? He goes, fuck yeah. Why isn't there like some geek scientist that just wants to make a bunch of money whipping up Quaaludes?
Bro,
it's just a federal offense.
It's called the internet.
Crime. It's called what's the internet, man?
Dark web.
The dark web. They're out there.
Oh, they're out there?
Yeah.
Christian,
everything.
Listen, I'm sober as a ghost, but Christian, get your hands on some. Ship them out to Cincinnati. Okay? I'm gonna dance with the devil. I want to see how kind of a night I can have. You know what I mean?
To Brian Peachtree.
Yeah, that's right. That's the only drugs I've ever tried. I mean, I tried weed. It didn't do anything for me. Girlfriend in high school broke up with me senior year. We broke up, and she was at the Reds game with another guy, and I had a party at my house. I had a party at my house, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting fucked up. So I wasn't a big drinker. I had about 12 beers. My buddy, who love him to death, but still has a problem with it, goes, hey, why don't you try one of these? And he gave me a pain pill. Oh, and the only time in my life I blacked out. I don't remember. I woke up, my nose was like rubbed off. Right? Because like apparently it makes your nose itch. So I'm rubbing my nose all night. Had the best night's sleep of my fucking life though. But I woke up and they're like, yeah, dude, you were crazy last night. I'm like, what happened? They're like, yeah, so you woke up and threatened to flip the beer pong table over because you were trying to sleep, but you weren't asleep. You were just saying nonsense, and then like you were hitting on a couple people's girlfriends. And I'm like,
it's at your house. You can do it.
Yeah, I was at my house and do it. I probably said that too. It's at my house. I do what I want. But so I don't dabble. But listen, you get your hands on Quaaludes. I'm ready to dance. I just implicated myself. All right, so you're on the Bear Jew, Timbo. Christian, who you got here, bud? We took a left turn there of some drugs.
Hey, this is MMA substance abuse mental health podcast. So
hang on, Chris. You're nerd at Christian. Man, Molly's coming with the heat tonight, bro.
Can't call him a nerd wearing that fire shirt.
Calling you a nerd, dude.
Not with that fit on. Not with that one.
God dang. Tell Molly to chill out a little bit. I know she's probably hot. She's is she coming in?
She comes up.
Kristen's checking his back. Like, fuck, she coming in?
Rear naked chokes him.
No, she's gonna know my picks now though. So because we do our little side pick 'em. So
right.
Now she's gonna probably she's much smarter than I am. Much more attractive, much smarter, as all of our women are.
Clearly.
I love this fight. I've heard I listened to some of the more technical podcasts that don't talk about gambling, and they're like, this fight sucks. Like these guys, let's just skip over it. I think for somebody like me, I think it's super exciting. Like Paul Craig's late finishing abilities, like the triangles, the legs, like that's it's. I'm not always looking for the. I mean, I don't fight, so I don't understand. I just like what I enjoy, and Paul Craig always brings the enjoyment. This fight is not going to the distance. That is my lock of the night, and that is my.
And who are you picking? Sorry,
Jamal Hill, KO round 1. If it goes deeper, obviously it goes to the Bear Jew.
That's a fucking bold claim, and I think you broke down that perfectly. Those people that are saying this fight stinks, those people need to go light themselves on fire. This is a good fight. Jamal Hill, young prospect, has really good hands. I'm impressed with his hands. His last time out, I remember tweeting a lot about his fight. There's a lot that he does right. He's a southpaw. He throws his left hand like a fucking piston. There's some things that he can really follow up on. Paul Craig, when he came to the UFC, was a striker. when he fought Magomed Ankalaev, Magomed was the one taking him down and hit that last second submission. But Paul Craig was labeled as a striker, right? He got knocked out by Menefield. He's been knocked out before. He's been buzzed before. He's going to try to get this down. I think Jamal Hill knows that. He's taking a little time back now. He got suspended for weed or whatever a couple fights ago. But I think Jamal Hill's biggest weakness is on the ground. However, I think everyone knows that. However, I don't think Paul Craig can get him there. He's not a good wrestler. He's in the clinch, but I think Jamal Hill's long enough and big enough to withstand the clinch stuff. He's going to try to Greco-Roman him, try to body lock him, take him down. I think Jamal Hill's ready for that. I think Jamal Hill's really going to struggle with guys who were a double leg or single leg him. That's not Paul Craig. Now, my only concern is Jamal Hill does crack. Very good left hand. He's very confident. If he cracks Paul Craig, and follows him up, I'm going to scream at my fucking TV. You let the fucking guy out. You don't follow him up. Everyone knows he's got a triangle, and yet he hits people with it still. It must be good. So don't even be cocky. Don't do nothing. Don't, fucking let him up. Let him back up. I'm going Jamal Hill here. Timbo's riding all the dogs tonight.
Oh, we're getting doggy, baby. But here we go. Let's play this game. Guess that line. Hill first round.
Plus 155. Kristen? First round KO by Jamal Hill.
Plus 440.
Oh, Brian, you were near it. Plus 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured the longer the fight goes, it favors.
Yeah, it goes to 440 second round for Jamal Hill. But,
Jamal Hill is a good striker, and he's only has 8 fights. And Paul Craig can take some. See, that's the thing about Paul Craig. Some fights he can take it. And other fights, I mean, Menefield's a big puncher, but if Jamal Hill, I think he can do it for 3 rounds. But there's a chance that in that 3rd round, you start slowing down a little bit. Paul Craig's going to snatch something up. That scares me. If I could live bet and it went to the 3rd round, I would bet all my money on Paul Craig winning that 3rd round for sure.
Oh, you could, I guess you can't, but if it gets past the halfway point, it's like even if Jamal Hill is piecing him up, and if you see, as soon as you see that chin hang, it's like hammer Paul Craig because Jamal Hill does have a good get up game. I mean, that's the thing.
He can get up pretty well, but there's times where he has played on his guard and it's not much. Which I like. If you don't have a guard, get the fuck up.
Get up. It's like, who
up.
cares?
Let's quit playing this jiu-jitsu shit. I'm going to get up. Paul Craig is going to be significantly slower as well. His defense isn't great. I'm confident Jamal Hill pick. I just hate how heavy it is. Minus 330. He's got a lot of fans. He's got, he's like a gamer. He's got a lot of really interaction. He's got a lot of big following on Instagram and Twitter. He's got a lot of interaction because he like games with people. So
for MMA, what's that? 2,000 people?
I mean,
no, I know it's blowing up.
I think if anything, if you're an MMA fighter and you're like Jamal Hill, right? I think anything over 50 is good. Okay, so he has 8,000. That's not a lot.
It's a lot.
I just see him interacting a lot. Maybe what's his? I don't.
Why don't you engage him then? Yeah, say what's up. What's up on the WhatsApp? I'm gonna engage
him. I did DM him on Instagram to ask him to come on to interview. After the Contender Series, like, oh, come on, bro. He read it. Never got back to me. I saw him read it, though. All right, next up, Damien Maya versus Bilal Muhammad. Plus 180 for Maya. Bilal Muhammad minus 235. Champ, Christian. Kind of an awkward fight here. Who we got?
Look, I haven't picked. I wanted to hear you break this down. I'll tell you my pick, but this fight is so interesting to me, and you know so much more about the technical side. I really want to hear what you think about it, and then I'll kind of give my pick and my thoughts.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'm really curious because I think it's interesting.
I have an ugly history of Bilal Muhammad. He fought Chris Curtis in Chicago. Chris Curtis swung on him after the bell, acted like an asshole. However, since then, he's been kind of the darling. He's hilarious on Twitter. He's got that show on Thursday night. Remember the show or whatever. I've watched a few bits of it.
Remember the name.
Funny. Remember the name. Excuse me. Remember the show. He's funny. He's good. They put him on the desk, and I think he's a pretty good fighter. I don't think he's great, right? I think he got it's hard. He definitely got eye poked bad by Leon Edwards, but I think that was probably the best thing that happened to him because Leon was fucking him up. Leon was going to finish him. It would really have set him back. But instead of that, he wanted a rematch. He kind of gained a lot more fans from that because Leon was like, I don't need to rematch him. I just dominate him. He gets Damien Maya. This is a big benchmark for everyone at 170. Kamaru Usman fought him. Tyron Woodley fought him. Colby Covington fought him. They give Damien Maya to the guys they think are on the cusp. Cusp, excuse me. And Bilal Muhammad's on the cusp. He is a better striker. His takedown defense is solid. He's good on the ground. He's heavy on top. Damien Maya is 43, probably his last fight. And since it's his last fight, I'm rocking with Damien Maya. I think Damien Maya, believe it or not, I think he's going to do better on the feet than people give him credit for. I think he hits hard. I think his left hand's pretty good. I think if he gets into a scrap with Bilal, it's going to be a problem. Bilal doesn't have big power, but he's got good boxing. But he keeps his hands low and he moves his head a lot. I think Damien Maya's got a good left hand. I think Damien Maya's going to surprise on the feet, and I think if ever touches the ground, Bilal Muhammad apparently has wanted this fight for a long time to see how he stacks up with Maya. Maya's so fucking good on the ground. They were showing him on the embeddeds, and every fighter gets mats for the room. Damien Maya didn't even have the mats down. He was just working on a stand-up because he's like, why the fuck am I going to train jiu-jitsu when I don't need to do that? I'm going to stand up. And he looked pretty good on the mitts. He's 43, though. This is my big dog shot of the night, plus 180. I like Bilal Muhammad. Everyone loves him. But I'm gonna go Bilal Muhammad here. Or what? No, Damien Maya. I think it's gonna be interesting on the feet because I think Bilal Muhammad doesn't have the biggest power, has technical boxing, but Damien Maya though he's kind of tricky on the feet. I think people write him off a little bit. Christian, you want to go? You want Timbo to go?
I'll go since it was my spot. I was so curious about it because it's like Bilal's got good takedown defense, but it's like against who? Right. Right. I mean, not anybody that I would consider. I mean, not anybody that I would think would ever even want to take him down. Like just wiki capping it. I don't know who Chance Red Contour is, but
Chance Rencounter, bro. Yeah. Did I just correct you on it now? Let's go. Chance is he's country boy. He likes to grapple a little bit, but
so maybe
anywhere from a wrestler though.
Curtis, Takashi Sato, Lyman Good. I'm just like, I'm like, well, yeah, you stop some takedowns. So they've never fought. Like, I mean, Damien Maya's fought anybody. So I was leaning Damien Maya, but 170 pounds at 43 years old. Like, I don't have my exact algorithm built out, but that's too old. And I'm going to be rolling Bilal Muhammad here.
I love how Christian comes on a podcast and drops the word algorithm. That's just, I mean, what like that? Well, you only get that from a guy in a Broncos shirt. Timbo. Come on, man. What do you got here, man? You go another dog?
My algorithm here is 43 years old is too old for anybody, regardless of the weight.
Okay.
And Brian, I get he might have looked decent against Ben Askren, but so would your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Jake Paul did. Jake Paul looked fucking great against Ben Askren.
Yeah, it's
do it.
Yeah, bro, give me Bilal easily.
Okay. Well, I have just one thing to say to you guys.
Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
Yeah, we need more dogs. And Damien Maya, last fight, he's going out with a bang. I'm really I hated this fight when it got announced, if I'm being honest with you. But then the more I think about it, and Christian brought up a really good point, Bilal's never really fought like a pure grappler. He's the one usually dictating the takedowns. Damien Maya's so good on the ground. I mean, it's so people always say that, oh, this guy's really good. Like, no, literally, like, you name a fighter that Damien Maya gets to the ground, it's over. Not many people survive that.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Quick. When you heard about this fight, you said you hated it. What was your initial thought?
My initial thought was Bilal. Because he's the hotter name right now, and Damien hasn't fought in 2 years. So my initial thought was Bilal. Damien
has it been 2 years?
I think it's been about
since the Ben Askren fight.
I think so. It's been
brother. That was like
Ben Askren.
COVID just been 2 years.
Excuse me. So he fought Ben Askren in 2019, October 2019. So not quite 2 years.
Damn near 2 years though. Okay,
but I forgot about the Gilbert Burns fight. He got knocked out by Gilbert Burns in a little over a year ago, March 2020.
Real bad.
I forgot that he fought Gilbert Burns.
Real bad.
It was not great. It was not great. But
his losses are incredible. Burns, Usman, Covington, Woodley.
Yeah. But you go to the ground, this guy, and it's a problem. And if you're giving me 180 and you're giving me a very confident guy like Muhammad who likes the ground, who likes this fight, who probably isn't afraid to go to the ground with them, I'm going to take my chances. And again, I think Damien's a little trickier on the feet. I think Bilal's hittable, and we'll see. It's interesting. But my initial gut was Bilal, and then I started looking at some stuff, and Bilal really hasn't fought that many people. I think he's kind of getting shine because of his personality, which is fine.
Sure.
You're building your brand. That's cool. And maybe he is a great fighter. And I think he is a good fighter. I don't think he's a great fighter. And I think this pairing with Damien is letting people know, like, hey, we think this guy might be a great fitter. All right, let's get into meat and potatoes. We got
to get into that fight real quick. I expected this line to be much different. Granted, I expected Bilal to be the favorite, but I was expecting. Oh yeah, dude.
Really?
I'm gonna, bro.
If you're a value guy, you got a hammer.
Oh,
man.
dude, if Damien Maya wins this fight, I'm gonna have a bad night. I'm gonna have a bad night.
Oh yeah, it. I mean, I agree with you. I think it should be a little higher. I wouldn't be surprised if Damien was over 200, just because he got knocked out by Burns, and then he looked really sloppy with Askren. Askren just is trash and just got choked out and got outstruck by him. But it's interesting. It's an interesting fight. Damien Maya matches up really poorly with a lot of people, and we're going to see with Muhammad. Like, again, this is one of those fights I've done a total 360, no 180, right?
I feel like Dana felt bad for
360 means I
360 means you ended up
you ended up 180 spot. I feel like Dana felt bad for Bilal after the eye poke with Leon Edwards fight. And was like, here's a softball.
Who has more tattoos? That's what I need to know, because that's who I'm picking against. Because Dana's,
I don't think they have any.
Yeah, neither of them have any.
No shit. I don't think they have any. Yeah, I don't think they have any. Damien might.
Fight of the night bonus, right?
No tattoos, dude. I'm a tattoo guy. Give me the guy with the most tattoos. All right, meet the card here. 5-round fights finishing out. I love that they gave Nate Diaz. This proves how big of a star Nate Diaz is, that he's the third fight, right? He's not even two title fights, and they still are like, nah, fuck it. You're getting 5 rounds. Leon Edwards was Nate Diaz. This line, in my opinion, is absolutely fucking bonkers. Leon Edwards is a minus 650. Nate Diaz is a plus 400. Timbo, you're a Diaz guy. You're in the Nick Diaz army. I know who you're gonna pick, probably.
You know for sure.
Who we got here, man.
You know for sure, brother. He's gonna shock the world, baby. Yeah. That's what he does. He's not surprised, neither am I. No, but seriously, I mean, I can. The only thing that sucks with him now is the scar tissue on his eye. Because I mean, he gets hit. That's just, Leon Edwards has never had power. I know he had a few finishes early in his UFC career, but he's not knocking dudes dead by any means.
Right.
He doesn't have Jorge Masvidal power. And the one thing I'm concerned with is about the quantity of punches that Nate will probably take. And if that scar tissue is going to open up, which it always does, and if the referee has to stop it. But, Nate has said, I thought it was interesting, and granted, I put a grain of salt in everything that he says, as far as he was on with Stephen A. Smith, who has no business speaking about MMA at all. And he talked about how, every fight he goes in, he says the same. He's got the same fucking script every fight. And like you said, he gets pops out of it, the biggest pop of the press conference. But he said, I go into the fight, kill or be killed, whether it's me who's getting stopped or the other guy. And then he kind of flipped it up and said, but, I know this guy's a really big point fighter. So who knows, I might try something like that, which I don't think that will work out in his favor. But, just at this this was a pick'em fight. I'm taking Leon Edwards, for money wise. I'm obviously rooting for Diaz huge, but was he like plus 390 or is it over 4 now?
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, it's over.
It's 4.
That's
on
fucking
FanDuel,
nuts.
On FanDuel, 2 hours ago, is plus 400 is when I wrote down. So
I'm putting 100 on it, and I'll screenshot you boys that. But I got.
Oh yeah, you don't even need to send a screenshot.
I believe it. I believe you right now, bro. I believe you. Christian, 209 or Birmingham, England, bro.
Let me tell you something. I got the surgery like Vandela Silva to stretch my face.
So I guess Diaz. I don't.
Hang on.
Is that the Godfather or Diaz?
Hang on. Listen, that was the worst Nate ever. Just do this, dude. This is your Diaz right here. Right.
Oh my God.
A for effort. I love the attempt.
Oh,
A for effort. I love it. But he needs to get that surgery. His fucking brother
He did.
I
So
think Nick did. Yeah, Nick got it.
Nick
Yeah,
did.
I think Nate. So what I heard is that he got a
Shaved
surgery
him
like
bomb. Yeah.
no, but not like the one where they put the collagen in under the face. Just like
Right.
they cut it off and surgically burnt it. I read this on like a .edu.
Hopefully
website,
he did because
but-
Nick did it, and because Nick had the same problem. Nick did it, and obviously cuts could have happened, but Nate. I mean, name when Nate Diaz fight
Fuck
when he
him,
didn't
dude.
fucking bleed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Look, first of all, I think Leon had like this is just such a name fight. Like this line is like the fact that the line. I'm like, I mean, this is gonna be it's not like when I parlayed Luque with every other play on the card. But
Yeah.
sorry, boys.
That was
but,
it, Brian. We were talking about that earlier as far as that.
Yeah.
Vicente Luque, Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna do it because the line is too wide. It's just like I think the line is appropriate. I don't know like those guys that like do percentages of fights out of 100 times. I'm like the best chance will fight is 3 times, and you want to cap it out of 100? Like that doesn't make and then you don't factor in time. It's like out of 100, it's like the 3 is the most. Like
no one's fighting 100 times.
Yeah.
Redo your math.
Your options are 0, 33, 66, and 100. And like those are the lines you should count because like, sorry, my wife's an accountant. What can I say? But
Shout out Malls.
yeah, Leon, I was going to win this fight. Like he throws elbows. He's so much better in the clinch. I love Nate Diaz. I love Nick Diaz. Like they run marathons, smoke weed. I don't even smoke weed, but like I mad respect to like these dudes out there puffing blunts. It's not for me, but I'm all for it. I love the Diaz brothers, but I said this when Miranda Maverick tossed around whoever that was. I just knew it was a squash match. It was my lock of the night. I mean, it's 550, so we'll see how the mortal locks shake out. But this is the easiest fucking bet on the
You're going to
card.
get schooled on that clinch work, brother. You're going
And you know our group text. Our
Diaz.
group text.
You're going to learn about that Diaz clinch
The
work.
disrespect you just showed my guy Tim with the easiest bet on the card. Listen,
Even though Christian is undefeated when he's talking about these easiest bet on the card. He said the same thing on Cowboy Oliveira. Or like, Oliveira, whatever. I don't know if it's Cowboy or not. But then,
Charles. Yeah.
Charles Oliveira.
Charlie Olives.
And then, Tyron Woodley fucking us over.
He's sharp.
I'm not the best picker. I just, I win.
That's why when we do the pick 'em, I don't want to shit on anyone's picks because I want the people listening to pick all of our picks to ride everyone. It's a meeting of the minds. You know what I mean? I can't shit on too many picks. Although I did shit on a couple of Christians and it came back and bit me in the ass. So fuck me. This fight is tough for me because I think Leon Edwards is a superior fighter. He's a younger fighter, and Nate I don't like guys that are away for so long. Like if Nate was like just fighting a lot more often, like he came back and fought Pettis and looked a little slow. It was at 170, looked a little slow, but then he just wore Pettis down and Pettis quit. He broke his foot or whatever. In the Masvidal fight, he got dominated in his early rounds, but stopped by a cut. But obviously the tide's returning because that's what Nate Diaz does. I'm a little worried about the cuts. That's the biggest thing here. Leon does have some good elbows in the clinch. Nate catches an elbow in the eye, cuts, the fight stopped, and that's, no one wants that to happen. And I just think Leon is just a little bit cleaner right now. I'm going to go Leon Edwards. I'm not going to bet this fight. I think the smart money, there's someone in the chat right here. I think this is this your boy here, Christian? Sean, is that your
that's my brother-in-law.
Yeah, he said good money on Diaz.
There.
Yeah, he knows what's up.
He's good too.
And it's not wrong. Listen, when you fucking Molly's just said something here. Who you got in the Woodley versus Paul? Temptations 10.
Oh, baby. Give me, not baby, you know what I mean. But Woodley.
You good?
Woodley. Easy. Give it to me.
I'm on Jake Paul there. She didn't ask me, but I'm on Jake Paul. Thanks for asking me, Ron. Let me
intervene on that Diaz thing, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Brian, I want to
fight your guy. Fight for your guy.
I got you. And I got to counter a point that you just said because technically, if you're looking at it, are we counting was it a first round with the eye poke against Bilal Muhammad?
I think it was second, wasn't it?
You're right.
Was it first?
You're right.
Prior to that, he didn't fight for 2 years.
It was the second round. You're right.
Yeah, so I mean, we're looking at 3 years, and granted, Nate, this is what he does.
No, cardio. Yeah,
every year.
He asked for the 5 rounds, like
right, and that makes sense. Nate Diaz is the biggest star on the card, without a doubt. And I mean, Izzy's close, but Nate's been around for so long that he's a needle mover. This is what he does. And you're right. That's a great point. Leon's not like he's super active. He took 2 years off because of
casuals don't know who he is. There's interest.
Well, he said, I'm not fighting unless it's for the title. And then they booked him Woodley in England, and then COVID hit. So he sat out a year, and then COVID hit. Then he sat out another year. I think he got COVID, and then he got Bilal, which was a round and a half, not even a round and a half, because the second round was the eye poke early. So you're right. He hasn't been active either. It's the same thing with Conor McGregor. What I hate about him is he thinks he's so good he can take these years off. He's not. Nate Diaz is built different. You're right. Nate Diaz isn't taking years off. He's not fucking partying like Conor.
And he's in the fucking in the gym.
Right.
Constantly.
He's in the gym doing triathlons, everything like that. And Nate is lights on the ground. I would love to see Nate really try to get this fight to the ground. The problem is I don't think Nate's takedowns are great. I don't know. How does he tell me how he wins, Timbo? By decision? Do you think he gets a finish? Do you think he catches him?
I think it's like majority of his opponents. He just tires them out. Same thing with Conor, and he pieces them up on the stand-up game. And then Leon can take some people down. Don't get confused when he fought Usman. I got taken down 6 times. Looking at him against RDA, he bodied RDA.
Yeah,
I think he had 3 takedowns in that fight. I mean, if you go back and look at, if he wants a takedown, then he can get a takedown. And I think that might be his downfall against Nate. I don't want to say this for sure, but I'm sure he's got length on him. Nate's a long boy.
Well, that's the thing is when they stare down today, Leon was a lot bigger than I thought. So Leon is 6'2", 74-inch reach. Nate is about 6'1", with
ESPN says 6'76",
76-inch reach. So
that hands.
So Leon is taller, but Nate's got Leon had a 74-inch reach, but not 72. So Leon's taller, but Nate has a bigger reach.
Mm-hmm.
But it was actually surprising because I always thought Leon was a little undersized at 70, and he put on muscle as time's away. But he looked big. And I know Nate's traditionally a 155er. I think he fits fairly well at 170. I just, that's his, he doesn't cut weight. He doesn't have to cut weight anymore. Why do it? Right. It's just it's a weird fight for me. It sucks that I'm not going to bet it. I think again, you got Christian's brother-in-law in the chat. You got Timbo.
Put $10 on
$10. You want
put $10 on Diaz. If you're a Diaz guy,
but I don't put $10, dude. I put $1,000.
Yeah, you didn't put $100 on the pen.
No, I'm not. I can't bet it. I just
put a
can't.
20 spot on. Put a 20 spot on.
Right, I'm gonna win 20 from you anyway. I'll put 20 on.
Yeah, hey Christian, want to bet?
Oh
yes. This is.
Let's get it going.
Yep.
So are we getting odds?
I gave Tim, so I owe Tim $20 already. So I gave him, he gave me double or nothing. And I said, I'll give you quadruple.
That's what it was. So you said something in the chat. Okay.
So I'll give you, which is not as fair. This is tilted in my favor, but I'll give you 60 or nothing.
Heard.
There it is.
Right, baby.
So 80 or nothing, or 60 or nothing.
60 or nothing's cool. Let's get it.
No, you get 80 or nothing because I owe you 20.
Okay, 80 or nothing. I have
Timbo's 80 or nothing. Brian 60 or nothing.
What?
60, because
I'm not betting you on this fight.
Oh, okay. Oh,
that's just between you and Tim. I don't want no action, man.
Oh, no action. No action.
No action.
No action.
You and I got your boy and Stuart. I don't want any action on this fight. I'm just gonna enjoy it. I'm just gonna enjoy it.
Tim and I have I'm so excited for this fight.
My neighbors are gonna hate me if Diaz wins this fucking fight.
You might want to run that by your wife, but I object to these terms. Hey man, I
object to this. She's a Diaz fan. She's Stockton 209.
This fight, it's hard for me because I never was a huge Nate Diaz fan. Obviously, like I actually hated him when he beat Conor. I'm like, no, Conor. On the verge of tears. But over time, like I understand it. I've never been like a Tim, but he's a fucking star. I want to see him fight, and this is just a weird matchup. I feel like Nate said it best. This guy's beating a bunch of people. No one seems to want to fight him. I'll fight him, right? I like that mentality. It's going to be a fun fight. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's go co-main event. Devison Figueiredo minus 285 versus Brandon Moreno plus 180. Rematch, flyweight title. First fight was absolute bananas. Ended in a draw. I thought Davidson would have won if he didn't get the point taken away. Incredible fight, though. Incredible fight. We'll go Timbo here. No, excuse me. We'll go Christian. Timbo just led. We'll go Christian. Christian, flyweight title, bub.
Yeah, same old fight, dog. Just a different day. It's
Here we go.
Look, that it was incredible. Like it was. I know, like that one judge scored but that's what we deal with in MMA. I still do think that Figueiredo could finish this fight. I mean, 49-46 decision, like wouldn't surprise me in the least bit. Probably be something I'd be willing to put money on. That weight cut thing, like again, like I'm not a fighter. I don't know what it's like to cut weight and do it, in that much weight in a couple weeks. So it's like hard to cap it and like put it into my breakdown. But what I saw was overall an ass beating. Like Moreno's good. Like I always think that Royval might be a bigger threat just because of his absolute wild nature. Like I know that Moreno was winning the first round of that fight, but it's like there were scary situations for him. So I think it's like he's indestructible. He has like, this air of people are like, oh, well, he lasted 5 rounds. And like when you do think about the extenuating circumstances, I thought that was easy. I lost a shitload of money on that because I propped it up and win that draw. You bet props.
Yeah.
I like plus money. I don't like minus. I'm not, you're a straight wager guy. I'm a plus
or pass, man. Give me the higher plus. I'll bet it to the fucking
trying to get rich.
Wait, when you say pass, I don't understand.
Yeah, you don't get that term.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. What do you mean pass? You mean I cannot bet on something? I didn't know that. I thought I had to bet on everything.
So I got Figueiredo here. Yeah. I got a submission round 2, the guillotine.
Wow. Okay. Devin Figueiredo is a fucking savage. The guy's been good forever. He never got his proper shine. I would have loved to see him fight Cejudo, Demetrius. I know when Demetrius was running shit, Davison was still kind of figuring some stuff out with the weight cut. He's an absolute beast. The thing about being a fighter, and I have no idea about being a fighter, but I've seen it a lot, is confidence can be such a bitch because you need to be confident. You need to be arrogant to be a fighter. You have to. If you self-doubt yourself, then you're fucked. Moreno has a lot of confidence in the fact that he didn't get knocked out last time. He's like, I took his best punch. That to me sounds like a guy who might come in there a little reckless. And Davison's like, hey, I got hit way too much. That fucking shit ain't happening. I was sick. I was getting hit way too much. I think it happened. And he's a wild man. He goes in there with his hands down. He's got big power. I think Moreno is grappling is tricky. I think he's a little outmatched in the strength department here. I think Davidson's built like a shit brick house for 125. He's a big 125er. Moreno moved to the States. He's in Vegas now, which I think is only going to help him. But I'm going Davison here. When this fight rematch got announced, my gut reaction was Davidson's going to win because I thought he won the first one. And I think he's going to crack some shit and make weight and not have some food poisoning or whatever the fuck. And also they literally both fought on the same night. 3 weeks later, they fought for the title. They had basically no turnaround. So I like the little break that they both got, and I'm big on Davison here. 285 doesn't scare me, if I'm being honest with you. That's a high number, and it should scare me. It just doesn't. I think that's a bettable fight for me. That's a straight wager I'm willing to play. I'm willing to lay down shekels, and it's a confident pick for me in Figueiredo. I flirted with Moreno because he's so fucking likable, right? He's such a little dork with all his Legos and Funko Pops and stuff. And he looks like fucking a cartoon character. My wife said, I forget. Coco. That's what it was. He looks like Coco from the movie Coco. I'm all over Davison though. Timbo, end it here. Who you got?
The champ. The champ is here. The champ's gonna stay.
That's smart.
I've just seen he's too violent for me, man. I've seen what I saw him do to Benavidez, and also what I saw him do to Moreno. For being honest, I mean, Moreno got his in, but again, if he didn't hit him with the illegal going shot, did you guys watch the build up? That was really good. But Figueiredo came out and said, he was acting dramatic, and he's kind of
Figueiredo hates him.
He was thinking I was going to take his head off his shoulders. I was like, okay,
Figueiredo was mad at the press conference today, and then they stared down, and Moreno's just standing there like a little boy, like this, and Figueiredo wearing a jumpsuit with no shirt, and he's just staring at him, and then just out of nowhere shoves him.
No shit.
He's like, whoa, yeah. And Figueiredo's hot. Figueiredo's like, I think he's hot because he knew he underperformed.
Yeah.
He knew he should have won without the point shit. And he's like, I got a point to prove. I got to go in there. I got to steamroll this dude. And I think he can. I really do. I think Moreno is tough. and he's gotten a lot better. He's still a young fighter, still an improving fighter. But I think Davison, like you say, he's just a fucking savage.
Well, and you go from, dismantling the greatest featherweight of all time.
Yeah.
And to fighting a guy, Brandon Miranda, who was cut from the UFC a few years ago.
Yeah.
I saw some shit about him today that he was like the lowest rank on the Ultimate Fighter that he was on.
Yeah,
he's not supposed to be here.
No,
and,
right.
Figgy definitely took him lightly and thought he was going to finish him in the first round. And he came close. He was throwing bombs. He was, being exactly how he was against Benavidez, but Moreno was just a tough motherfucker. But I don't think he'll slip this time. I think he gets it done for sure. I'll be betting him inside the distance.
Yeah, that's a prop fight for sure. I like the prop as well. And a lot of people are stabbing at Moreno here. They liked his toughness. They liked his pluckiness, I guess is a word that people have been using. But I just think Davison is locked in right now. I've been watching the countdown. Like Moreno's is a different personality. I understand that we're just different personalities. It seems like he's just happy to be here. And Davidson's like, I'm here to fucking kill somebody, right? I don't give a shit. And I like that. I like that in a fighter. All right. God damn it. Main event. I'm nervous. Izzy Adesanya minus 290. That ogre Italian fuck Marvin Vettori plus 215. Do you want me to go first? You guys want to go first?
I got a piss. So whichever one.
All right, Christian, go first. Timmy, you go pee.
Oh, this is another one. Like, I mean, my pick is made.
I didn't make it. Didn't say it.
I got Izzy.
Oh, okay. All right. Tell me why.
His striking is just otherworldly. It's so much better than anybody else's. I think, like, I always hate the term recency bias because I think recency bias is important in the fight game because that's the most recent sample we have. People are like, oh, well, recency biases. I'm like, that dude just got his ass beat. Like, that's like, they're like, oh, like, so what he did 4 fights ago, like, you want to take over what just happened. I think recency bias is more important. And Vettori is like the exact same fighter as Jan Blachowicz. I mean, it's just a size difference. They fought before, but again, it's so long ago. And it's, again, like, I think recency bias is important to calculate him because I think that's the, like, in your sample size, you should weigh it from most recent 100%. To farthest away. Look, it had Izzy. I'm glad he didn't win that fight almost because it's like, I mean, you never would have gotten this line. He would have been minus 6, minus.
I'm actually surprised he's as high as he is.
It's the same line, isn't it? It's like the exact same line as the last fight.
I don't know. I know he was in the 200s against Jan. After his last performance though, and Marvin's been he hasn't lost since the first fight. I figured Izzy would be like 185. I thought he was gonna be the favorite. I didn't think he'd be as high as he is. I'm a little shocked by that.
This is why I
understand it, but
this is why I wanted you to break it down first because, like, I'm like, can Izzy stop the takedown? That's it. That's the entire fight to me. It's that simple. Can he stop the takedown? And I don't know. But recency,
you hit a good point of recency bias because it is a term that gets brought up a lot, and you have to factor that in when it comes to most recent fights when you're breaking down fights. The problem with what MMA people do, I have a problem with this. I think other people do as well. Is say Izzy goes and knocks someone out, right? And all of a sudden, like, someone online, me, whoever goes, he's the best fighter in the world. That's the recency bias that's negative, right? Because it's like, well, I'm forgetting what someone else did, but that's like in your moment. But when you're breaking down a fight, you got to do that, right? So, Timbo, Christian picked Izzy. I need your pick, bud. Who you got here?
Have you picked?
I have not picked. I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it. Minus 290 Izzy, Marvin Vettori plus 215.
Christian said it perfectly. Can Izzy stop the takedown? Because if this is on like a list of difficulty of Izzy's fights, Vettori's closer to the bottom than he is the top. You've got Whitaker, you've got Jan, obviously, who he lost to. Kelvin Gastelum, is good in his own right. Derek Brunson's good in his own right. Paulo Costa's good in his own right. But it's really the style. The style makes fights. And, this is it. And I don't I don't think Vittori's. No, I don't think he's got it in him to beat Izzy. And granted, you know damn well Izzy. He's got a fire lit under his ass like none other. Because everybody's downing him. You know, you guys were just talking about the lines. What is he? Minus 230?
290.
Minus 290.
Almost 300. So he's
That's
jumped.
jumped. Yeah, it's moved up, but
it has moved up. I think the pre-fight talk, I think, has because Marvin Vittori's I know he doesn't speak English, isn't first language, but he's a bumbling idiot. Like he's just putting his foot in his mouth. Like he literally looked at Izzy and was like, "Who'd you fight? Who have you fought?" And it's like, buddy, he's fought a lot of people at 185. Yeah, Izzy's like, the only person you fought is Jack Hermanson. What the fuck are you talking about?
I fought you, bitch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I beat you. Like, what do you mean who I fought? I beat you.
And granted, I think that fight was certainly a lot closer than Izzy was saying it, and he definitely picked his points on that build-up. He definitely picked his points because, but regardless, I do still think he won the fight, and I just don't think Vittori's he don't have what it. I'm not gonna say he doesn't have what it takes, but let's look at who fucking Marvin Vittori's fought. Kevin Holland, bro, they're literally the worst wrestler. Like Izzy is not a great wrestler at all, but goddamn, if you expect him to be as bad as Kevin Holland, you're gonna be in for a long night, which he's gonna be in for regardless. So I'm taking Style Bender to Style on his ass.
Style Bender to Style. So I was on these airwaves last time Izzy fought, and I put multiple units on Izzy. It broke a relationship with a former member of this podcast because not only was he chirping me, but he also rubbed it in, a guy who was a non-gambler, a $600, $800 loss, whatever. I think it was about $600. That was significant. And my favorite fighter lost. What people don't remember was the Jan fight was close until the 4th and 5th round. Until Jan started taking Izzy down, it was a close fight. Jan looked great. Jan blew me away. I had no problem laying that on Izzy. Enter Marvin Vittori, who Christian said fights exactly like Jan. Marvin Vittori wants to act like he's a stand-up fighter. He's got this. He doesn't. He's a wrestler. He wants to take you down. He wants to be on top. That's what he did with Izzy on the first fight. Their first fight is one of the Izzy fights that I haven't rewatched that many times. I did this week. I forced myself. Very close fight. Izzy dominated the first round with his distance. The second round was close. I gave it to Izzy, but it was close. And Marvin obviously won the third. And what scares me is Marvin the only thing that has improved in his game is his cardio, which scares me. So I have no confidence going into this fight. I'm good to bet Izzy. He's my guy. I'm picking Izzy. There's no fucking doubt about that. But Marvin Vittori's cardio, which has plagued him in the past, it plagued him in his other UFC loss against Antonio Carlos Jr.'s old shoe face, and it plagued him a little bit in the Izzy fight. He definitely got tired. And even in the Kevin Holland fight, he got on top of Kevin Holland, but he didn't really do much, right? He just knew how to wrestle, and his cardio is very good. He looks in good shape. He's got a blockhead, so he's hard to hurt. But Izzy has his fire lit under him, and you know what he's been doing. He's been training wrestling. Look at this guy. He's been training. What does that say? Blockhead. He's got a fucking blockhead.
And Paulo Costa had a blockhead too. If you remember the war he was in with Yoel Romero, who was like a truck, and fucking that shit didn't stand up with Izzy at all.
Right. I think Izzy, the build up to this fight has turned so ugly and so personal that Izzy truly has disdain for this guy, that he's going to come out and he's going to want to make a statement. Vittori will not be able to take Izzy down if it gets to the cage. Izzy's so good on the cage. If you watch the Jan fight, Jan took Izzy down in the middle of the octagon because Izzy's got that long boy wrestling, John Jones style, where leverage is king when you're against the cage, and Izzy can stop that takedown. Marvin Vittori's going to have to shoot for takedowns in the middle of the cage, which leaves him open for shots. Izzy didn't look good in the Jan fight. He looked slow. He looked undersized. He got tired. And Jan's a big boy, big, strong dude. Marvin's not that. But my confidence level is about a 5, if I'm being honest with you. I'm still going to bet it. I'm still going to rock it. It scares me a little bit. Marvin Vittori, the one thing he's got going for him is he's got his cardio and he's got that fucking mental. Everything this crazy son of a bitch has said this week, he fucking believes it. There's no quitting this guy. This dude screamed and cried at Carl Roberson, who pulled out of his fight the day of because he got sick. That's how bad this guy wants it. He wants to fight. So I'm never doubting that of Marvin Vittori. I don't like Marvin Vittori. I don't think he's the most exciting fighter. I don't think he's going to fuck with Izzy standing up. I think he's just going to want to take Izzy down, and I'm hoping Izzy's ready for it. And fuck the guard stuff like we were talking about earlier. Get the fuck up. Get up, get up, get up. And that's what Izzy really struggled against Jan. And Jan's a big, thick, fucking heavy dude. And I think Izzy, who just came in as a middleweight, who didn't cut weight.
Yeah,
right? He
they're
weighed
each gonna
203
weigh,
pounds.
like, Vittori
Yeah.
might weigh 10 pounds more than him. not
Right. And
35, 40.
Izzy's yeah, right. So, and Izzy looked in great shape. They both look in great shape. It should be a banger of a main event. I love main events where there's real fucking heat. These dudes aren't going to like each other ever. Whoever wins will shake hands, will be nice, but they'll go back to chirping online a week later. I mean, these dudes do not fucking like each other. I'm obviously going Izzy. I just think he's going to get it done. I don't know if he can stop Marvin. I think he's going to try to point fight, stay away, use some footwork. I think Marvin's footwork's a little basic. You know, he's got a good left hand. That's about it. But his footwork's a little basic. I think he's going to really style on him early, and then hopefully that cardio transitions well into the later rounds. If not, we're going to see a Jan fight again where he gets taken down. All right, boys. Timbo, go ahead. Final thoughts.
Just I don't know if we're doing a prop show tomorrow night or not, but something that you just said that triggered me was if Izzy does get taken down, don't worry about the guard. Just get up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those guys who just try and get up often give up their back
Or neck. Yeah.
or neck, even more so.
Yep.
And I looked at this line; it wasn't as good as I thought it was. It's only 11-1 for Vittori by submission.
Vittori's got good chokes. He's got a couple chokes on his record too. He choked out Roberson.
They said some arm triangles, I believe.
Yeah, he's got another.
Some
He's got a pretty
darces.
good guillotine. Yeah, and he's a strong kid. You know, he's a strong kid in there. I mean, listen, if you're playing props, it's not the worst thing to do. I'm
like that to
nervous.
be
Though.
more. I would
I'm
like that to
not
be more.
confident. I'm not confident, boys. All right, let's get to the
Yeah,
lock.
you're a straight wager better. Tim and I are, it's like,
yeah,
you're
Trying to get
paying.
rich.
You guys are gonna paint the
You know,
board.
if I'm straight wagering, I'll play $100.
I haven't won a prop.
I'll toss out 60, 50 bucks on.
I feel like I haven't won a prop in like fucking 2. I know it's not true, like 2 years. Like I just every time I do a prop, I'm so confident. Like, look at this line. These fucking suckers. Look at this line. And I don't even get close to hitting it. And I'm like, fuck you.
I
All
found
right.
a lock for you.
What's that?
Vittori does not win by split decision, minus 2075.
Run it.
Minus 27.
There you go.
Okay.
So you get
Those
yourself
are pretty
some
good.
winners.
Those are pretty good odds. All right, let's go to locks. Christian, you are the champ, so you get to pick what lock you want first. Your send them home, your mortal lock, your best bet, or the underdog, baby. Who do you like?
Or this is a gambling show, so I would take Leon, and I know one of you guys probably wants Diaz. Like, it's easy to just take Leon. And I'm not confident.
Leon for what, bud?
I'm not going to take him because it's bullshit to
okay.
give out like a minus
Sure, okay.
500
Right.
as. So I'm going to say Matt Favola is.
Steamroller Favola.
He's going to steamroll him. He's going to catch those. He's going to, like, honestly, that De La Rosa fight, like, that's exactly how I see like that fight going. Just Montana De La Rosa, just it's except for like not just some taps. Like
This is your dog of the night?
Yeah. Huh?
Is this your dog of the night?
No, that's my mortal lock.
Mortal lock.
Matt
Okay.
the steamroller.
Favola. Forget about it. He's from Tampa. It's just funny. Timbo, mortal lock, bud. Who you got?
What a lot. Remember the name, baby.
Bilal Muhammad. Hey. All right, boys. My mortal lock, and I'm glad I got this. I had him written down. You know, I written him down. Obviously, you guys take it. I can't take it. Drew Dober, mortal lock. I really think this guy's gonna put it on him. I'm gonna bet him a lot of different ways. I like Brad Riddell. I think he's really good, but Drew Dober just, I just think this is his fight. I think the UFC's like, listen, we're sorry that you had to fight that fucking Russian, but here's a layup. Not a layup, but here's a guy that fits your style. We're sorry that Russian did that to you.
Definitely fits the style. Absolutely.
All right, Timbo, you get to pick send him home or underdog lock. Who do you want?
Ooh. Give me 1 sec if you don't mind.
You got it, bud.
Man, that Dober one killed me.
Why is that? You wanted that one?
No, he was on my send him list.
Oh yeah, it's a good send him too. For Vola, I have for Vola written down as my send him too.
You trust me, I think.
Yeah.
Damn, this is a tough card, but give me to send him home.
Send him home. Who you got, bub?
Oh.
He's about to fuck somebody. What's up, man?
Oh, because we were.
Give me Izzy.
Izzy sent him home. I like this guy's confidence. God damn it! If you weren't in Virginia, I'd kiss you in the fucking mouth.
And I like Izzy's confidence, so that's why I'm doing that.
Yo, he really is bringing it this week with the promotion.
And if he doesn't, I got a problem with that. And I think
100%. 100%. Listen, I love my fighters or my guys, but like You know, I try to keep it as real as possible. Like Sean O'Malley, like, come on, Louis Smoka. Like, I know you don't get to pick your fights, but you should have been like, you know what I mean?
He gets to pick his fights.
You think? Well, he could have turned it down, yeah, and been like, "Hey, give me fucking whoever." But yeah, it's a little weak. All right, my send them home here. So I had one. Let's go. Devastin Figueiredo.
See, that's what I was teetering on. I knew who you were.
This son of a bitch is gonna come out and fucking just put Moreno in a body bag. All right.
This is easy.
Easy. Just go ahead, dude.
My top pick is Jamal Hill. That was my top pick. You guys took.
That is a good one. You surprised? That's a person I looked over there. Okay,
yeah,
so underdog lock is next, boys. Come on. I texted you 4 days ago about this. Lauren Murphy's my underdog lock. I think I just think I'm high on her. I just think she's getting better and she's just so strong. I mean, she's a beast. All right. Timbo, underdog lock. Who you got?
Shit.
You got quite a few dogs to pick from, bud.
Yeah, I definitely do. Yeah.
Your dogs are barking, so
obviously I should have went dog and Laura Murphy there because then I could have left myself with.
Oh, you knew he was gonna do.
Yeah,
I wrote my picks.
Is Peterson a dog?
Yeah, he's a pick 'em, and he's a slight favorite if you're doing it that way.
All right, you didn't sound too confident about that. Shit, I can't take Diaz. It's not worth it.
What? Diaz is worth it to get 5 points?
Come on, run it. My bad. Okay, baby.
Yeah. Why not?
I forgot about the point system. Apologies.
Yeah, underdog lock, man. You're good to bet him too, so why not? And you got a personal bet. And you got a personal bet with Christian.
Loses and Nate Diaz loses.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Christian got a personal bet.
If Bilal Muhammad loses, it's a wrap.
All right, Christian, underdog lock, brother.
So there's nothing else behind me, but I'm torn between Venemete and Collier. I guess
Luigi.
Hey, I should have said, the Italian. Hey, the Italian stallion. Isn't his nickname the Italian stallion?
You also have Darian Stewart as well. He's an underdog
that's
as well.
I think he's gonna lose.
Is Luigi the Italian stallion? The Italian stallion, yeah. That's your nickname, bro. Fuck this guy, even though you're not Italian. The Irish stallion doesn't have a ring.
Look, I just got to go in order on my list. I really think I'm gonna bet, like, to anybody listening to this, I'm gonna bet Collier. I'm gonna bet him via decision.
I love how confident you are. So your Collier's your dog?
No, Luigi Menominee.
All right.
Mamma mia.
The good news for the people listening, this is the longest we've ever ran, but the good news is every single one of our picks are winners. You know how I know? Because even if we're opposite picks, one of us is going to win. So we got winners, dude. Before we go, little change of pace. I know we play the game. We all have mortal locks and stuff like that. Sometimes you guys pick mortal locks that I want, whatever. Best bet. Who's your best bet, Timbo? Like, who's the guy that you're like, you know what? Value everything. If you're going to listen to this podcast, who's your best bet?
Is this including value?
Just value. Yeah. Give it all. Bilal Muhammad, the best value. Best value bet for you, Christian?
It's Leon Edwards parlayed with the Paul Craig, Jamal Hill not to go the distance. It comes in about minus 150.
That's good. I don't have. That's a really good one. I don't, because Leon's so high. I don't have any of the lines written out. Timbo and I will do the show tomorrow night. I like Lauren Hill as an underdog, and I like Drew Dober as well. That's a parlay.
Lauren Murphy.
What did I say?
Lauren Hill.
Did I say Lauren Hill? Oh,
from
Lauren
the Fugees.
Yeah. Oh, that girl had a voice, did she? All right, boys. This is always fun. Sorry that the other program crapped out. I'm gonna fucking have nightmares about that tonight. Because that's
don't have nightmares. You got a week. You got a week to figure it out.
I'm gonna stay up till 4 a.m. figuring it the fuck out. You guys are gonna be getting links from me. Like, why aren't you clicking this? All right, boys. Always fun. Let's go. Hold on. Actually, the champ is here. Oh, Timbo. Hang on. Got to give shout out to the missus here. The champ is here. She's here. I wonder if she's cold. I hope she's not cold. I hope she's fucking warm.
She told me to stop. She texted me to say stop putting food in your face. I was secretly eating Raisinets during the podcast.
Ray, I don't care that you're eating, but I'm a little upset that you're eating Raisinets, dude. Get a better candy.
It's old school, Brian. It's like supposed to be not that bad for you. So
Gotcha. Oh, gotcha. You're like, hey, a little bit of candy, but it's also got some dried fruit in it, so we're
there you
good.
go.
Guy's 14 Coronas deep on the podcast. He's like, yeah, but I'm eating Raisinets for my health.
I got 4 sitting next to me.
I love it. All right, boys, thanks for doing this. Always fun. We got winners. Kristen's chugging before he goes. I'm ending the show with this. I still can't believe I have my Skyline Cup, Cincinnati Skyline Chili. Here you go, babe.
Oh, that's the one from Seinfeld, isn't it? Or
Seinfeld. This is.
Oh no, that's
Cincinnati,
the one.
babe.
It was Roger Goodell or one of the commissioners. Like, I'll send it to you after.
All right. You're not Italian, and that blows my mind. I want to end the show on that.
I don't like beans, so I don't like chili.
There's no beans in Cincinnati chili. Just meat and chocolate. It's chocolate in it. All right. I'll see you, boys.
See you, fellas.